All right, this question is obviously testing punctuation. I see that we've got a couple of these like hard, big punctuation marks, the period, the semicolon, the colon. So these are things that have specific rules. So I'm going to read this and try to figure out, do I need that big stop, right? Because that's basically what they all are doing, is they're splitting things in a very big way. So you've got to be careful of that. So let's take a look and see. This is one long sentence, very confusing. A group of ecologists led by Axel Miethofer at the Max Planck Institute for Chemical Ecology in Germany examined the defensive responses of two varieties of the sweet potato plant. TN57, which is known for its insect resistance, and TN66, which is much more susceptible to pests. This is very confusing, and one thing that really gets me kind of annoyed about the way the SAT asks these is they love to insert these like resume sections into sentences. A group of ecologists led by Axel Miethofer at the Max Planck Institute for Chemical Ecology in Germany. Who cares? I don't need his life story. How about just say, a group of ecologists examine the defensive responses, right? So if that bothers you and helps you kind of understand the sentence better just to get rid of it, then you can usually do that. Sometimes it might matter, but it doesn't matter here. Now, I'm still thinking about sentence structure. A group of ecologists examined the defensive responses of two varieties of the sweet potato plant. That could be its own sentence. So maybe we need a period or a semicolon. The problem is that those are basically the same thing. A semicolon most of the time is going to be used to separate two complete sentences. So it really does behave the same as a period. And so there's really no way for us to determine whether A or B would be right if in this situation they're both equivalent. The only other possible use of a semicolon is when we have a list of things that are very complicated. We might use that to separate the list. But this is a list of two things, and the list hasn't started until after this word plant. So it just doesn't make sense here. So we can get rid of A and B, mostly because they are the same and there would be no way for us to distinguish between them. But also because the second part isn't really a sentence, right? TN57 and TN66 is just a list. Now, I know that these extras are clauses here, but we should recognize that the word which is a way to add on extra information. So both of these which clauses are describing the varieties, but the actual piece here that matters, the thing that's kind of like following this blank, is really just this, TN57 and TN66. And so that's kind of getting me towards the right answer, which is D. We need a colon. What a colon does is we definitely need a sentence beforehand, and we do have that. Like I said, a group of ecologists examined the defensive responses of two varieties of the sweet potato plant. Boom. I can end that thought right there. I don't need any more. I can put a period if I wanted to. And so that's okay when we have a colon. That part is checked off. The second part, though, doesn't need to be a sentence. It could. But most of us associate the idea of a colon with a list, and that's kind of true here. It is a list, but it doesn't have to be a list when we're dealing with it. We have a lot of flexibility. Sometimes it can be a sentence. Sometimes it can even be just one word. The point is, this second part is going to answer or explain a question that is very strongly implied by the first part. So the first part is not a literal question, but we could very easily turn it into one. A group of ecologists examined the defensive responses of two varieties of the sweet potato plant. What were the varieties? TN57 and TN66, right? It's a clear question that I can ask, and the colon is kind of setting us up to answer it. So that is why it's a good fit here. We can't choose C because there's no break, and we definitely need something. I could see why maybe if the option for a comma was there, we might be tempted by it, but it's still not really strong enough to do what we want. That's why we need the colon. It's a stronger punctuation mark that lets us do a more kind of a stronger break between the two thoughts. This is a tricky one, but this is why we need to memorize these weird punctuation marks and kind of just get used to them. The SAT likes to test them because they know you're not familiar with them. But luckily for us, the rules are very consistent. So if we memorize those rules, we should be able to sort through it in the same way that we did here and kind of understand better what the situation is trying to say.